Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Seth here, aka Lucifer, aka the High Evolutionary, aka Thanos, aka Kang the Conqueror. So I'm not gonna lie. This video is based off another video that I just saw. Um, I shall not name any names. If this person wants to continue on this conversation, um, this exchange is that person's you know um, will and wants. If this person wants to continue on this exchange, but I thought it was an interesting topic. I can't say that I liked. Wait a minute here. My lips are kind of dry here, so I can't say I liked what I've heard, but I assume that this person does not practice any form of magic. And if this person practices a form of magic, it's probably light magic. Um, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're doing magic, fine by me. Um, so the subject here that we're going to talk about is why invoke a succubus? Well, I don't want to give you the answer on a silver platter here, not in the first minute of the video. I am going to serve it to you regardless. I just don't want the climax before before we even get sweaty. So pardon the pun here. So why invoke a succubus? I mean, obvious. Well, number one reason is the most obvious reasons because you want to get laid. Obviously, you want to have an encounter, a intimate encounter. Obviously, this is the number one reason why anybody would invoke. Anybody would be curious, not invoke, but be curious about succubuses because this is the longer than time immemorial reason or assumption about succubuses, right? So we all understand Lilith is the queen of succubuses, obviously. Um, and there are incubuses. Now, like I said, I don't want to climax here, so I'm going to talk about something that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. By stating the fact that if you would like to be aware, um, if you wish to be aware, uh, a succubus can be a real person. A succubus can be a real person. A real human physical person can be a succubus. And physical a real physical woman can be a succubus and a real physical man can be an incubus. Now I don't know if you guys remember, I'm a 90s baby, so back in the 90s there was a specific alternative rock group that called themselves Incubus, right? So 50 Cent is an incubus. Um, most boy bands are incubuses, right? An incubus. Why did I say 50 Cent? Because he's big, and well, 50 Cent is not an incubus, but he could be if the powers at be wanted him to be an incubus, they could have made him into an incubus. That means he would attract ladies, young and old, he would attract them towards him, right? For any specific reason. See, this comes down to the old time favorite of guns don't kill, people kill. Guns don't kill, people kill. Most women in Hollywood are succubuses. Not all of them, but specific ones, yes. Like Taylor Swift is not it's not a succubus. She is not there to attract men. She is not there to ensnare men. She is not there to charm men. So Taylor Swift is not a succubus. But let's say this is a bad example. This is a bad example. Let's say Britney Spears could be a succubus, could have been a succubus, right? Because they made her out to be this sex symbol, this sexy girl, blah, 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 blah. But we all know the story of Britney Spears, so of course she's not a succubus. Of course. But if you remove, if the powers that be chooses to create a succubus, they can. And that's what a succubus and an incubus is. It is a entity that attracts people of same or opposite sex towards them, right? And they are seen as sex symbols. They are put on a pedestal as sex symbols. As below, so above. As below, so above. Are you paying attention in class, kids? So, why invoke a succubus? Okay, so this is going to be a PG-13 version because I realize that maybe my videos might be a little bit too dark, might be a little bit too hellish and downright scary. This has come to my attention. I have not believed that that might be the truth, but I'm starting to feel like that might be the truth. If I look at my, I get a lot of thumbs down on most of my videos, which I'm pretty sure there's somebody that's doing it on purpose because it's always one thumbs down, and this person puts a thumbs down regardless of what I say or what I talk about. So I don't know who's doing that. It's very annoying. I am going to make this person stop at some point. I don't know who it is, but anyway. So why invoke a succubus? And how can I explain this without? How can I teach this to you without being gross? Without being crude. Because the thing is, I don't want to lie either. I don't want to say something when it's not the thing. So I like it's. I'm gonna try my best of not being crude and still explain it to you in a way that you could understand. So the thing about invoking succubus is it's a okay, so read between the lines here. I'm going to lie. Okay, I'm going to lie now. And I hope that you can read between the lines when I say this. It's more of a relationship thing. The word I was going to use would be family, but then I don't want it because that might sound off. That might sound very off. So I'm going to say it's a relationship that you are creating, right? And within this relationship, because the thing is, not everybody's the same. Okay, like I said before, most people are completely romanticized by the idea that they can invoke an entity and this entity will give them some form of physical pleasure in return of some form of, gratitude or show of gratitude or dedication or whatever. Um, but when you are contacting this entity in order to begin to have a relationship with that entity, you are accepting, you are creating this relationship with this entity, because you can do it one time and not do it again. You can do it one time and never do it again, and that's the end of the story, and whatnot. But some people, and you bear with me, some people only see a succubus as a means to, um, you know, have this relationship thing, intimate relationship with, right? Um, now that's a different story, right? Okay, because I have to say that's a different story, because from my standpoint, of course, a succubus might not give two flying fiddlesticks, right? But to me, those form of relationships with a succubus are disrespectful, right? To me, right? Not to everybody, just to me. The reason why that is because, um, well, you can do a lot more with a succubus than just having coitus, right? So, of course, all succubus relationships are based off of coitus, right? Um, but if you have an ongoing relationship with a succubus, this is not just a person. It's not just a booty call, right? It's not just a booty call. It's bigger than that. And anyways, so this person stated that they don't understand why a person would have a relationship with an entity like that, and an entity like that is supposedly a negative entity to have around you. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. Um, there's no such thing. The reason why, there's no such thing, because you in Norse mythology, um, there is a thing called a Valkyrie, right? Valkyries could be seen as polar opposites of succubuses, right? Reason why they could be seen as polar opposite of succubuses is because they are grandiose feminine energies, feminine warrior energy, whatever you want to, however you see that, however you see a Valkyrie. I see a Valkyrie the same way you see a Valkyrie. I see a Valkyrie with, armor on and beautiful and whatnots and so on and so on. But their job is to, um, pick up the slain, right? They're there to gather the men or women that died in battle, right? Dare I say that, you know, contrary to popular beliefs, succubuses can be seen a little bit like a Valkyrie, right? In a sense that you might be um, alone in your life. You might feel not ready to go to battle. You might feel weary of battle. So, in a sense, a succubus can reinvigorate your will to survive and to go forward in life. Of course, now we're having a deep philosophical question here. Um, and only because I don't want to get into the details of certain things, but let's stay around this area here for a minute. Um, you can use a succubus to, and she, if you enter, if you enter a relationship with said succubus, and your personal problem is your fear of battle per se. That's just because you could basically your problem is depression. Okay, let's be real. Okay, so let's stop beating around the bush here. Let's say your problem is depression. All right, you feel like no one loves you. You feel like you're misunderstood. You have problems speaking. You have problems expressing yourself. Right. The use of a succubus is to maintain you until you get enough courage to actually go out there and stop using your imagination and actually go out there and getting what you want. And this can take a lot of time. This can take a lot of time. It could take a lot of time. And like I said before, it all depends on the user. It all depends on your user, because there's two ways of using the succubus. You can use a succubus. You can just use a succubus and just have intimate encounters and not care about anything else and still be in depression. Personally, I don't think. Well, yeah, some people that can help. Some people that can help. Some people just need a little bit of release and they'll be fine. Other people have more emotional, they're more emotionally fragile. I'm a person that is emotionally fragile. I get hurt very quickly. When I if I enter a relationship with somebody that I love, and I fuck up, whether I'm the one that fucked up or not, it doesn't change anything. I'm still gonna be hurt. And especially if I fuck up, I'm gonna blame myself twice as much, of course, than if I hadn't fucked up or whatever, right? So I'm emotionally fragile. So to me, having a relationship, having a serious, ongoing relationship with a succubus, um, kind of helps me figure things out. It gives me time to figure things out until I'm ready to go to get back on the horse again, per se. Of course, this is not me lying again. This is not me trying to smooth you, to transition you into something here. But I have to admit that this is not the only reason why I use a succubus. Because the use of a succubus is the same as having a woman, and it's a gift. It's a gift, and it's a beautiful gift at the same time. But I guess that's the secret, because let's face it, as a man, And women nowadays feel the same way about men too. Men and women would love to have an actual real man that they can have ongoing intercourse with. And paradise to human beings, the most human beings, paradise would be having sex all the time. Or part of paradise would be infinite sex, infinite food, and infinite glory and infinite riches. This is what paradise is. One of the apples of Eden could be found within the succubus effect, right? The event of a succubus, But like I said before, you need a certain amount of respect. People that don't have this amount of respect or this level of understanding will pass right by that occasion, right? Which means they will invoke the succubus, they will have what they wanted, but they will not understand what just happened. They will not understand what could be. They will not understand what this is. They don't know what's happening. Yes, they receive what they wanted, but they don't understand what just happened. They don't understand what they just received. They don't understand what they're seeing. They don't understand what they're looking at. After, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys have heard about this before, spiritual children. I have two spiritual children. I have a daughter and a son with a succubus. Um, and I have many succubuses. I have Sandy. It's one of my succubuses. That's what I call her. I have Adagagda. She's very rambunctious. One of my favorites. I have Egypt also, and Taw. Taw is sexy as hell. So I have a couple succubuses. I don't have children with all of them. I have children with one of them. I have a son and a daughter. Um, because I held a relationship with these succubuses for a very long time. So after many after many after many how do I say this without sounding crude here, or raw, after many dates, after many nights of us of me spending time with these succubuses, we have grown into a family. Um, so now you wonder, what's the purpose of that? Why would I have spiritual children? Well, it's not the fact that you have spiritual children. It's the fact that you are building up towards something. You're building something. What are you building? Are you building a house? Are you building a home? Well, it depends on your perspective. It depends on your perception, on your perspective, on how you see things. But let's say it's like the use of a succubus is kind of like it's kind of like how do I say this once more without offending the spirits here? It's like playing a video game, right? Not playing the video game, but it's like you see, there's in the video game there's the option, there's the menu option, menu, option menu. Yeah, that's how you say that. Yeah, there's the option menu, right? There's a menu, and in the menu there's an option, right? And in the options there are multiple categories of things that you can change and switch and blah blah blah. So the usage of a succubus could be seen the same as the laws of attraction. Could be seen the same thing as the laws of attraction. It's a way to that you can use. It's a thing that you can use. It's a technique that you can use to actually create in reality the woman that you want. You can use, and this is the silver platter here if you hadn't noticed, you can use a succubus to create a real person, or the succubus can materialize as a real person. Like, let's say, nah, fuck it. Well, I've always had very sexual women in my life. I've always had very sexual women in my life. Um, Not because I was looking for them. They just ended up finding me, right? I'm not the one that finds them. They find me. They just appear into my life, right? Because the universe or the timeline or the astral realm or the ether or whatever you want to call it. Some people might call it God or Lucifer, knows what I like. So because he knows what I like, he sends those things towards me. And it's not obligated. You don't need to use a succubus to do that. You can just do it the old fashioned way with pure magic by writing a spell on a piece of paper, by spelling what you want on a piece of paper, leaving it on your altar or your dresser. Because some people have dressers, they don't have altars, but they still use their altars to put a piece of paper on it as if it was an altar, so that above can look at it, or the universe or the energy or the atoms, the scientific atoms can look at the piece of paper that you wrote what you wanted on in order to have it materialize in real life. It's not magic, of course not. It's science, of course. It would come to the same result. But this is where it gets complicated. You see, the human mind has defensive mechanisms. The human mind creates defensive mechanism so that you do not go out of bound of your own character, so you don't end up in situations that might make you freak out. So let's say you're using white magic and even black magic. White or black magic would have the same result. If you're using science, the science of magic, right, and no succubus is involved, based off of your principles and values, even if you write down on a piece of paper, you want the sexiest woman on the planet. And we're not talking about beauty here. We're not talking about beauty. You write down on a piece of paper, I want the sexiest girl on the planet, the most promiscuous girl on the planet. This is what I want, right? So you write it down on a piece of paper. You will not achieve that goal. Not because you're not good enough. Not because you don't deserve it, because internally you don't believe in that. Because internally, if you and even if, and the universe is right not to give it to you, because even if it did give it to you, you would freak the fuck out. Why? Because that's not your real value. That is not really what you want. I mean, yes, it is what you want, but based of the life that you lived, because of that, your subconscious, all the values and principles that you have implemented within you, is not gonna let you receive something like that, no matter how much you want it. It doesn't matter because it is not your belief. And of course, and like I said, white or black magic, you'll have the same result. You will not achieve the goal because the problem is not the magic. The problem is within you. The problem is, do I believe in the Bible? The problem is, do I believe in all the 10 commandments? The problem is, do I want to be like Jesus? The problem is, do I want to be pure? The problem is, do I feel guilty after sex? The problem is, do I don't like being naked? The problem is, I don't think my junk looks good enough. The problem is a lot of things. So you have to understand, before you write down on a piece of paper this supposed super sexy wish of yours, you have to get rid of all of those roadblocks. Sorry, that's the phone ringing. You have to get rid of all of those roadblocks, right? So it doesn't matter if you're doing black or white magic. You are the one with the problem, not the magic. So you have to get rid of those things before you write it down. So you need to practice. And that becomes hard because now you need to practice in real life. So that means you need to have sex, pardon my French, but you need to have random sex with random strangers to remove that guilt from within you so that you feel comfortable in those situations. And that is actually not what you want to do. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to have sex with random strangers. You don't want to have to battle yourself, even though you should. I mean, of course, you don't have to have sex with random strangers in order to remove that, but that would be the quickest way to do it. Because if you don't do it like that, then you have to not go to therapy, but you have to self-therapeutic yourself. You have to psych evaluate yourself. And you have to reevaluate all your principles and reclassify all your principles. So you have to look within yourself in order to remove all those supposed blockages. I mean, they're not really blockages, but for right now they are. And they're there because you told your brain that that's how you're supposed to live. So now you have to tell your brain, I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to live like this. All that to say that with a succubus, well, the succubus is going to do all of that for you. The succubus is going to do 90% of the work. It is going to make you comfortable. It is going to show you things. It is going to remove those blockages. It's going to make you have more belief in yourself. It is going to give you access to something that you never had before. So, my relationships with my succubuses, my one and many succubuses, have that purpose. Sometimes I meet women, and sometimes the woman is Lilith. Sometimes she's not. Sometimes she's another woman. But I'm mostly surrounded by succubuses all the time. And I'm okay with that. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Whether it is a physical woman or or um or a entity or a spirit, a goddess, because Valkyries are goddesses, by the way. So are succubuses, and I guess incubuses. I'm an incubus. I'm an incubus that does not. I'm an incubus that believes in love, which means I have all the traits of an incubus, but unlike popular beliefs, I do want to have a relationship, a platonic relationship with one singular woman. I don't necessarily want to sleep with 1,000 women, even if I do have the will or the ability of doing so. This is not what I wish for. I believe in love. I believe in love in a union. And there's a reason why I believe in union, because there's a lot of power within union. And this is the reason why most of these powers at B are trying to destroy the woman and man union. And I'm sorry to say, as smart as women think they are, they don't know this. They have no idea. They have no idea how powerful a union between a man and a woman is. They have no clue. I'm sorry to say it, ladies, but it's true. Zero idea. And trust me, there's no woman on this planet that has any idea of the power that resides within being in a union, a real love filled union. And even those that are in union don't know how much power they hold in their hands. No clue. And this is the reason why you should check out my videos and people like Side Guru and major plug for Side Guru. I don't know, Abraham Hicks, Till Swan, all these people, right? Y'all should keep listening to these guys, because these guys got a piece of Eden. They know what they're talking about. Trust me. They know what they're saying. Of course, they might not be perfect like me, obviously, but like I said, they have a piece of Eden. So they should be listened to. They deserve to have the clients that they have, and they should receive the clients that they have, because people like them, people like us, are going to lead people into a better world. Period. End of story. All right. It's not the Illuminati. Illuminati ain't gonna do shit for you. All right. They're sitting there talking about Drake's penis. Okay. No one cares about Drake's penis. Well, apparently a lot of people care about Drake's penis, but whatever. And by the way, if you're a celebrity and you got a small penis, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your money. Okay. Okay. That's not a real penis to me. Okay. Now, if you have a big dick and you broke as fuck, that's a real penis. But if you're a celebrity, you got millions, and you got a big dick, that's not a real penis. That's fucking cow fat or collagen, or I don't know, some dick injection or some pill penis enlargement shit. I don't fucking know. It's fucking plastic surgery. Okay? Fuck off. Anyways, so back to the story. So back to what I was saying. That telephone's ringing again. So anyways, give me a second here. So anyways, I guess I'm gonna stop the video right here. I feel like I gave you enough apples to eat. You don't have to eat them. This is just for educational purposes, actually only. I'm not suggesting anybody to go see a succubus, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Of course, there's other people. JD Temple JD Temple from the channel from light to darkness. He's very knowledgeable on succubuses, and I know this because I have asked him before about succubuses, and I like the answer that he gave me. If you want to know what else a succubus can do, I'm pretty sure he can tell you. I can tell you too, but I'm a scary motherfucker, so you're probably not gonna ask me. So if you want to ask a white guy that's less scary, then JD Temple's your man, and probably other guys like that too. Um, and yeah, do I want to add something else? Hold up. Do I want to add? Nope, nope. There's probably some things I want to add, but I'm gonna try to make my viewers ask for more here. So if you want to ask me, of course, I'm very knowledgeable on those things. I probably told you a couple. There might be a couple things in here that nobody else heard before. I don't know. I'm not sure, to be quite honest. But I do know that these are secrets. Apples of Eden. Parts of paradise that you might not be aware of. And keep your prejudice to yourself. And I say that with all due respect. When I don't mean like keep that shit in your no, I mean like open your eye, like open your heart, and open your mind, because your mind and your heart is going to it's is what helps you have higher levels of understanding and not be fooled by the common misconception of popular pop culture, right? Like I said before, like we're all of us are vampires. At the end of the day, all of us have a limited use of vampiric abilities. At the end of the day, because we're bombarded by vampires. We're bombarded by what the status quo wants us to believe and have in our minds. If we don't do research, if we don't delve deeper, if we don't experiment, then the only true knowledge that we actually hold comes from control issues, people with control issues, with people that are control freaks, right? Because like I said, it's like my last video was amazing. My last video was amazing, and my last couple of videos are amazing. And I do talk about the Illuminati a lot in my last videos because we gotta settle the score here. Um, and their answer is Drake's penis. So you can go listen to the fake School of Mystery all you want, or you can come here and listen to real mysteries and unlock real secrets and unlock your own potential and unlock your own power instead of listening to people talking about penis. So, anyways, have a good one. Peace out.